Paris, capital city of France, is the country's largest city and is situated on the river Seine in northern France, at the heart of the Île-de-France region. Paris is spread widely on both banks of the river Seine and includes two islands, the Île Saint-Louis and the larger Île de la Cité, which form the oldest part of the city. Today, Paris is one of the world's leading business and cultural centers, and its influence in politics, education, entertainment, media, fashion, science, and the arts all contribute to its status as one of the world's major global cities. It boasts a vibrant economy and local culture, rich political and artistic history, an unusual number of fascinating tourist sites, and outstanding architecture. Its 19th century cityscape is crisscrossed by wide boulevards and the river Seine that divides the city. With old-age architecture and new-age skyscrapers, Paris is a living blend of old and new. One of the most beautiful cities in the world and home to many historical monuments, such as Notre Dame, the Eiffel Tower, and the Louvre. There is an endless number of attractions to keep visitors entertained. Before we get into the top 10 things to do in Paris, we've included links in the description to various discount codes and links to resources of things to do, so make sure you check those out. At number 10 is the Louvre Museum. One of the world's largest and most visited art museums, the Louvre, is widely considered to be one of the best art museums in Europe, and one of the best in the world. The Louvre Palace started out as a medieval fortress, before becoming a gallery for artists to study antiquities and the works of old masters in the 1700s. The Louvre Museum occupies the four sides of the palace around the Cour Carrée. The museum first opened its doors in 1793, and features a grand total of 35,000 works of art. There are antiquities from sources of world cultures, and a collection of Renaissance and Baroque art that puts every other museum in the world to shame. Among the treasures of the museum is the Victory of Samothrace, one of the most celebrated sculptures in the world, the Venice de Milo, and the iconic Mona Lisa. The enormous collection contains works spanning centuries, with a huge cultural and geographic spread. Although the Louvre is a must-see, the sheer enormity of the museum can be overwhelming, so much so that covering the entire 65,000 square feet of gallery space in a day is close to impossible. The best strategy is to pick what you want to see ahead of time, and grab a map so you can easily locate those works of art and enjoy your time at this amazing attraction. Number 9 is Disneyland Paris. Disneyland Paris is an amusement resort in Marne-la-Vallée, located 32 kilometers east of the center of Paris. The resort of Disneyland Paris is divided into Walt Disney Studios, with special effects rides based on films, and Disneyland Park, which is filled with the dreamlike enchantment of Walt Disney. Just outside the parks is an entertainment center, Disney Village, with shops, restaurants, bars, and a cinema. Within the resort, there are multiple hotels, a golf course, and promenades linking the hotels to the parks. Visitors can enjoy over 50 attractions, including world-class rides like Star Tours, Tower of Terror, and Buzz Lightyear's Laser Blast. The Forest of Enchantment is a celebration of nature filled with wandering Disney characters, which will please all the young children and maybe adults as well. At Disneyland Park, kids can meet Mickey and their favorite movie characters, and with spectacular live shows, heartwarming meet and greets, as well as explosive firework displays and exciting parades, Disneyland Paris is fantastic entertainment for all the family. At number 8 is Notre Dame Cathedral. Notre Dame Cathedral has been at the epicenter of the city of Paris for over 850 years, and its unmistakable towers rise from the eastern point of the Île de la Cité in the Seine. Located along the picturesque River Seine, the Notre Dame Cathedral is considered a Gothic masterpiece and is often regarded as one of the best Gothic cathedrals of its kind. Its grand exterior, with its two enduring towers and flying buttresses, is an alluring attraction to countless visitors. The architectural details are intricate, and the front entrance boasts carefully carved statues that integrate seamlessly into the stone facade. Visitors have the option of climbing the cathedral's 387 steps for a spectacular view of the city, or to venture below to the crypt to view ancient remains. Number 7 is the Palace of Versailles. The Château de Versailles is one of the most famous castles in France and has been listed as a UNESCO World Heritage Site for over 30 years. Built in the 17th century as a symbol of military might, Versailles was the seat of political power in the Kingdom of France from 1682 to 1789. A testament to the opulence and excess of the ancient regime, Versailles grew from a hunting lodge in the 17th century to the ultimate segment of power in the century that followed. The palace garden is the largest of its kind in Europe, created back in the 17th century with a geometric pattern of bushes, flower beds, and trees. One of the most eye-catching features of the palace is the Hall of Mirrors that measures 73 meters in length and is comprised of 17 arched windows, with each window embellished with 21 individual mirrors. It's also lined with statues and busts. This huge complex of buildings, gardens, and terraces is definitely a must for any visitor who will be captivated by exceptional accommodations, lavish decorations, beautiful furniture, and gilded works of Renaissance art. At number 6 is the Aquarium de Paris. The Paris Aquarium is located in the gardens of Trocadero, in front of the Eiffel Tower. It is a world-class festival of the sea and one of the oldest aquariums in the world. It was built in 1867 and has more than 10,000 creatures that call its depths home. The fish swim in 4 million liters of water, with tanks holding aquatic life from far-flung tropical locations, as well as from closer to home. In fact, the first section is full of carp, sturgeon, and roach swimming in a recreation of the nearby River Seine. The aquarium also has 2 large screens that show aquatic documentaries, many live feeding demonstrations, and also a touch tank, where kids can get their hands on some slippery, ornamental fish. Featuring mermaid shows and a shark basin full with predators, this is a really popular attraction in the center of Paris. At number 5 is the Arc de Triomphe. On Place de l'Étoile at the western end of the Champs-Élysées is the monumental arc erected to celebrate the victories and remember the war dead of the French Revolutionary and Napoleonic Wars. Inspired by the great arches of ancient Rome, Napoleon commissioned the Arc de Triomphe shortly after his victory at Austerlitz. With relief sculptures at the base of each of the 4 pillars, ornate soldiers around the top, plus names of 128 battles, the highly decorated arch is an important sight. Beneath the arch at ground level lies the tomb of the unknown soldier. The unknown soldier was laid to rest in 1921 in honor of the 1.3 million French soldiers who lost their lives in World War I. A member of the armed services rekindles an eternal flame daily at 6:30 p.m. Aside from admiring the arch, visitors can climb to the top and take in the Parisian panorama. At 50 meters high, the view from the platform at the top of the arch is well worth the 284-step climb. At number 4 is Paris Zoo. The Paris Zoo was built for the 1931 Colonial Exhibition in Paris and showed the public exotic animals in a natural setting. Today, the zoo covers an area of 14.5 hectares in the woodland of Bois de Vincennes. Nearly 180 species and over 1,000 animals await to take you on a round-the-world tour of biodiversity, including mammals, birds, reptiles, amphibians, fish, and invertebrates. They have been selected extremely carefully according to conservation criteria, as well as their potential appeal and educational and scientific value. All animal habitats have been grouped into 5 biozones, and visitors can explore the natural environment of the animals, including a 4,000 square meter tropical rainforest-filled greenhouse. There is plenty of room for the animals to roam, and with 4.5 kilometers of walkways where visitors can observe, a day here puts you right in the heart of an animal-centered adventure. Number 3 is Champs-Élysées. The Champs-Élysées is one of the most famous avenues in the world. This distinguished boulevard stretches for more than a mile, from the glittering obelisk at Place de la Concorde to the foot of the Arc de Triomphe. The street also leads to such sights as the Grand Palais and the Petit Palais, among other attractions. The formerly planted trees lining the Champs-Élysées, which have become synonymous with the famed street, were first planted in 1724. Up until that date, the now famous avenue was a smattering of fields and market gardens. Today, among its wide, tree-lined sidewalks, you'll find luxury stores, cinemas, theaters, exhibition venues, and a bustling atmosphere. It's well worth a stroll, and there are also eateries ranging from neighborhood bistros to fine dining restaurants. At number 2 is the Centre Pompidou. The Centre Pompidou, designed by Renzo Piano and Richard Rogers, is a 20th century architectural marvel, immediately recognizable by its exterior escalators and enormous colored tubing. The iconic center opened in 1977 and brings together galleries and cutting-edge exhibitions, hands-on workshops, dance performances, cinemas, and other entertainment values. Explore the innards of an inside-out building that's considered one of the 20th century's most radical high-profile architectural achievements. The Pompidou Center also houses the Musée National Art Moderne, one of Europe's largest modern art museums, and the collection takes in every notable movement in modern and contemporary art from 1905 to today. Think Matisse, Picasso, Kandinsky, Baroque, and Klee, but also giants from the last 60 years like Warhol and Lichtenstein. There are also major temporary exhibitions on the panoramic top floor that are well worth a look. The center also includes a vast public library, a research center for acoustics and music, and some of the best views of the city from the rooftop. And at number 1 is the iconic Eiffel Tower. The Eiffel Tower is a wrought iron lattice tower on the Champ de Mars in Paris. It is named after the engineer Gustave Eiffel, whose company designed and built the tower. No one could imagine Paris today without the Eiffel Tower, but Gustave Eiffel only constructed this elegant, signature spire as a temporary exhibit for the 1889 World's Fair. Luckily, the Art Nouveau tower's popularity assured its survival. The tower stands at 324 meters and was the tallest structure in the country at that time. Lifts ascend to the tower's 3 floors, and guests can travel to the first 2 levels where there are shops and restaurants, while the 3rd level is still one of the highest accessible observation decks in Europe at 276 meters. You will need to change lifts on the 2nd floor for the final ascent to the top. Energetic visitors can climb as far as the 2nd floor via the South Pillar's 720 stairs. Refreshment options in the tower include 2 snack bars, the first floor 58 Tour Eiffel, the gastronomic 2nd floor, the Jules Verne, as well as a macaroon bar, and at the top, a champagne bar. If you were thinking of visiting in the evening, the Eiffel Tower gets a 5-minute, luminous spectacle every hour on the hour, operated by 20,000 light bulbs. These light shows start at dusk. A visit to the Eiffel Tower is an absolute must when in Paris, and the spectacular panoramic views are breathtaking. So that sums up our top 10 things to do in Paris. We hope you enjoyed. If you did, please leave a like, and if you're new here, feel free to subscribe. Until next video, have a great day.